Hello and welcome to Autosport Design once again, and I'm GT Joey. There's special cars and sometimes there's really special cars, and this is one of them, a 1934 Jaguar SS1. Very rare by today's standards. There's probably 30 left in the world, okay? Very original car with a 16 HP motor, with a bumped up head and a 20 HP motor. Blockley wheels that I put on brand new on the car. Just a beautiful piece. We're going to take this for a ride. It was in my personal collection and I traded this in for another car, and it's just a wonderful piece of history. Very rare. Lots of paperwork from day one. There were only 4 owners on this car and I was the 4th owner, and it was a pleasure to have this and an honor to have this, as this car toured with me from Hilton Head to Hershey to Pennsylvania and all around the country. Won numerous awards just as is. Old patina paint, everything inside basically original. Some stuff upkept, some stuff cleaned up. All the fluids have gone through. It's just a wonderful car. Ignition key on, neutral, choke is in. The car is running. This thing will idle close to 450 RPM. Something happens when I sit in this car. You hear it? You hear it. It's like you're going back in time. Speedo works, gauges work, everything works on this glorious automobile. Let's take it for a little ride. We'll go on some back roads. First gear. It's like you were in France in 1938. That's the year this car was shipped over from France to the United States. The original owner bought it brand new, 1934, but as the war started to move on, it was time to get out of Europe. Had a house in Manhattan and shipped this car over the United States, and it's been here ever since. Third gear, horns work, lights work, directionals work. Just a beautiful car. And I could hear this sound in the background. It's the sound of a beautiful cat purring. We're going to take this on some back roads now and open it up, and then you'll just listen to this glorious motor. By the way, if we look at the clock, self-winding clock, all you have to do is wind it up and then you're set. Okay, second gear, still a little cold. Third gear. Just a beautiful car. This engine's got over $40,000 of work to it. Look, the horn works. See that? Let's get on some farm roads, shall we? As the fluids, the temps and pressures build up, everything quiets down. Remember, this is the 1930s. So you're running a lot of straight weight oils in this thing. Straight 80 weight. GL4 for the rear and the transmission, and then 2050, of course, VR1 for the oil in the engine. And it's just a beautiful piece of kit. You heard how it starts. We'll start it again later. A hot start with points. Car's very tight. I just went through the shocks once again. Now remember, these aren't conventional shocks. These are what's called wood friction shocks. So what you have to do is you disassemble the shock, and there's wood discs, and they're all different caliber sizes. So what you do is you oil the wood, you soak it overnight, that they become slippery, and then you adjust the nut, whether you want a harder ride or a softer ride, and then you adjust the nut depending on how you like to drive the car. You could drive this car on B roads all day, as you could see, 30, 40 miles an hour.
Yeah, tell us about the plates on the back.
So, what you're looking at with this car is a man named Jerome Taschoff was the original owner. He bought the car in '34, kept it all the way to the day he died in 1963. When Taschoff bought this car, he bought it in England in Henley's, which you're going to have all the paperwork with the car. But when the Germans started getting close, everybody decided to get out of Europe, and he was in England. So at that time, he had gotten French temporary planes to get out of England to go straight to France and then bring the car over by boat to New York. Hence the plates on the back that nobody's ever taken off. That's a French transfer plate. So your original S&G plate on the front was your originally registered number plate to this day, and it's even on your heritage paperwork, and the French plate was the transfer to get the car the hell out of Europe by boat to New York, and it's stayed that way ever since for 90 years. Then a man named Bernie Berman purchased the car from his estate and held this car as the second owner all the ways till about 2010, 2012. The directional units were put in after the war in the United States, which were mandatory. They didn't have anything like that back in the day in Europe, and you just have to cancel it back out. Lights, horns, brakes, hold on tight. Okay, brakes work great. They're mechanical. There's no juice on these brakes. Listen to that idle. Turn it off. No run on. Turn it back on. It's like it's fuel injected. Beautiful, beautiful ride. Any more questions, please call Jack, please call Gary, please call Tommy. We'll be more than happy to help you. And if you need any more information from me as the previous owner, the fourth owner, by the way, you're allowed to call me at any time. All right? Just a beautiful piece of history, and I hope somebody appreciates this the way we did.